This is how to pay your bills solely by flipping couches. What's up? My name is Carson, and I flip couches for a living. Flipping couches is my sole source of income. The main question I get asked is, how do you do it? Do you just pick up couches, clean them up, and resell them? And basically, yes, that is what I do. I find about 70% of my couches on Facebook Marketplace, and then I would say the other 30% are from OfferUp and Craigslist. Basically, when I find a couch that I want to buy, once we land on a price that we both agree on, then we just schedule a time and I go and pick up the couch. A huge misconception that I hear a lot is that you need a truck. You actually do not need a truck. I started with a Honda CRV, which for those of you who don't know is a mid-sized SUV. So it definitely can't fit a couch. But you can get creative. Like what I did was at first I would stuff half of a sectional in the back of my car and then put the other half on top on the roof rack. And I'll put a video if I have it of what it looked like. I don't necessarily recommend doing that, but then I smartened up and realized I just had to install a tow hitch or a trailer hitch onto the back of my car, and then I could just go and rent a trailer from U-Haul. And U-Haul will rent you a trailer for $30 a day. You can pull it with most cars. Like my car only has a towing capacity of 1,500 pounds, and that was able to get me by at first. So you do not need a truck to get started. It's a huge misconception. And now I was able to save up with my earnings and invest into a trailer that I got from Lowe's, which makes things a lot easier. But I would have waited until I was able to buy a truck, I would have never gotten started. You can definitely find a way to do it. And I find that those are typically the people that succeed, anyways, are the ones that use what they have. So, how does the process work? Basically, now that I've been flipping couches for a couple years now, I have a good eye for what is going to sell. I've sold the same exact couch, the same model from the same company multiple times. Some of the couches I've sold the same exact one like 4 or 5 times now. So I know exactly how much it'll go for. So that tells me what I need to know as far as the purchase price. I know if I can get it at this price, I can make this much on it. For example, there's a specific couch from Living Spaces, and I know if I see it on sale for 300, I can sell it for 600, usually within a few days. And I've done this 4 or 5 times now. So it's really when I see that one, I just know. And you start to get a good idea for what styles sell better than others. And so, for example, in my market, I'm usually looking for L-shaped or U-shaped sectionals that are beige in color or white or cream. Those seem to be super hot in my market. And also, cloud couches are extremely trendy right now. So, anytime you can find a cloud couch, I know that I can sell them for around $1,000 in good condition. And so, usually I'll try to get those for 5 or 600 or less, obviously. But also, people are really usually willing to negotiate if you're able to go and pick up on the spot. Like if I message someone and say, if you give me $100 discount, I can come and get it now. A lot of people are happy about that because all the other people that offered aren't able to come and get it for a few days. And a lot of these people are moving now, so they need to get their couch out. So it's a huge add to your offer. Just aside from the money is you're really solving a problem for the seller that you're going to come and haul away their huge couch, which they just want to get rid of it. It's just taking up tons of space. So don't look at it like you're trying to cheat people out of their money or trying to pull a quick one on somebody, because that's not the truth. You're really offering a service to them as well as payment. To a lot of people, they're moving that same day and they've kind of put off selling their couch. And so to have somebody come and take it now, they're willing to do that even if it's at a lower price. A lot of people give away really nice items for pennies on the dollar. Once you have the couch, then you can get into cleaning and fixing it up if needed. And nowadays, I try to buy things that are already in better quality so I don't have to spend as much time fixing up and cleaning couches, because that takes a lot of time. So if I could recommend to a beginner, it's worth spending the extra $100 or whatever on a couch that's nicer, because it could save you like 5 hours of cleaning. And it's just a lot easier to sell in general because used couches can be questionable for a lot of people. So being able to show that the couch is in really good quality and it's been very gently used is also a huge selling point. So a huge part of this process is the staging and the photos that you take of the couch. Every once in a while you'll get lucky and the couch will be staged like perfectly, and I've been able to even use the previous seller's pictures to resell the couch, which is it's just like too easy, honestly. 99% of the time, you're going to want to take your own staging photos of the couch. And this is a huge part that cannot be overlooked. A lot of people wonder when they try to do it, they wonder, well, why isn't my couch selling like you said it would? And then you look at their photos and they're not good. You need to stage this thing as if you are Restoration Hardware or Crate and Barrel or Our House or any of these big brands. So I'm going to show you guys at some point my little staging build that I'm doing in my living room. And I've heard from other flippers that are farther along than me that the staging, because of their staging that they've set up, they've been able to add like $400 to each flip. So just by setting up your staging correctly the first time with good lighting and furnishings and everything, that's going to literally add thousands of dollars over the span of months and years. Definitely something to not be overlooked is staging the couches. It just makes everything a lot smoother. Like the couch is going to sell a lot quicker. People are going to see the value. They can imagine it in their own home. And yeah, staging is just a huge part of flipping couches. And so once you get those great photos and you list it on Facebook, usually I just keep the title and description pretty simple, just measurements. I like to add the exact couch and how much it retailed for in my listings. It makes people perceive it as a good deal because when they see the retail price and then they see your price, which is like 50 to 90% off, it makes it more of a no-brainer for them. And so I believe it makes the offer better. And the other huge thing that you do not want to miss is offering delivery on the couch. So not only do we pick up the couches, offering delivery is also a huge selling point because a lot of these buyers out here, they're moving to town and they don't have a truck or a trailer. And the convenience of you dropping a couch off to them and helping them move it in is huge. Like that's worth $200 alone. So being able to offer delivery is definitely well worth it, and it opens up your offer to so many more people, because if you don't offer delivery, you're basically only selling to people with trucks or people willing to go and get U-Hauls, and you'd be surprised how lazy people are and they do not want to have to go and rent a U-Haul. Definitely offering delivery is a no-brainer. And it also can add to your sale price because that's more value that you're giving to the customer. And it's basically as simple as that. You just list it, wait for someone to hit you up and come to a final sale price, and then try to just deliver it as quickly as possible. You want to keep momentum going as much as you can. I always try to offer same day delivery. Sometimes people will commit to the deal, but they'll also at the same time look for other couches on the side, and then they'll come across a better deal or something else, and they'll hit you back and say, actually, I found something else. So I don't want to say rush people, but keep that momentum going and try to deliver that thing as quickly as possible. Sometimes I'll just bring it on the spot. People will come and see the couch. A lot of times they want to come and check it out and see it, and that's great, by the way. You should encourage them to do that. And as soon as they're done looking at it and they decide, yes, I want it, I offer to bring it on the spot. I would say a majority of the time people do that. So that's basically the whole process. Pick up the couch, clean it if needed, take great photos, and then relist it, offering delivery. And that's how I've been able to make a living the last year. Right now, I'm only flipping 15 to 25 couches a month, I would say. And I know people personally that have scaled this up to like 100 to 200 couches. A lot of these couch flippers started 3, 4 years ago, and now they're transitioning into selling new furniture, and they're basically becoming a real furniture store that sells all types of furniture, brand new couches, and they're getting real warehouses. So I definitely don't want you to overlook starting a side hustle just because it seems too small or not professional enough. This is basically a great way to get into the game if it's something that you're interested in. So I recommend it to everybody because I believe anybody can get started with it. It doesn't take talent or it doesn't take too much skill. It just takes hard work, which pretty much everybody has the choice to work hard. So that's why I like to recommend it to everybody. And I'm excited to take you guys on my couch flipping journey with me. And so, how much can you expect to make from couch flipping? The answer to that is basically there's basically no limit to how much you can make in couch flipping. And I say that because I know people personally that have scaled this all the way up to renting 5 to 10,000 square foot warehouse, filling it up with couches and flipping hundreds of couches a month and pieces of furniture. So much so that they're even starting to order brand new furniture and basically just transitioning into a full on furniture store, which is so cool that this little side hustle could grow into something. So I know everybody probably wants me to say a number. So I'll say this. When I started couch flipping, I was working full time, and I think the first month I probably made like a few $100 or something. And then just a few months later, it was January of 2022, I believe. I made $2,000 while working 40 plus hours a week while being a full time online student. And so it was really pretty minimal hours, and I almost made as much as I did at my full time job. And now that I've gone full time, I've been able to double and triple that some months. And now my only restraint is how much space I have and how much time I have. So now I'm looking into getting storage units so I can have more couches in inventory. There's really no limit to how much you can make with it. You can always just get more storage space. There's just so many couches out there that there's enough for everybody. So how much can you expect to make? I would say realistically, once you get the process down, may take you 2 3 months. I would say you can expect to make a couple thousand extra a month on top of a full-time job. If you were to quit your job and go full-time, I would say you can expect to make 3 to 5K. And then after a few months of that, I would say you can basically go to the moon with it. I would say realistically, by yourself, working full time, you could make anywhere from 10 to 20K. You're really hustling. And then after that, and that's probably working 40, 50 hours a week. After that, I would say then that's when you need to start looking into hiring cleaners, delivery guys, drivers to get past that point. But I mean, it's definitely more than most people's salaries. There's really no limit to what you can grow it to. So, but yeah, basically the most common question I get asked is, oh, so you basically pick up the couch and clean it? And yes, that is true. I pick up couches and clean them, but I also stage them and deliver them. And it's basically as simple as that. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will get around to answering those. And please drop a subscribe. I plan on working really hard on this channel, and I just want to inspire people that were maybe in my shoes a couple years ago that were interested in something like this, but didn't know how to get started or didn't know if it was worthwhile. So I want to show you guys firsthand that maybe it is.